Hey guys, thank you for tuning into the page once more, and you are so much welcome to comment, like, and share as well. So, thank you for the past comments and thank you for all the shares that you have made. We've been doing the do's, that is the things that you're supposed to do whilst you're dating, and probably it's been going on good for some of you, I believe, because you are getting to do those checklists and all the things. So we just want to talk about the previous post that we made with regards to the things that you are supposed to do, and I'll let my wife just get into that particularly.
So I know most of us were excited about the don'ts, and it was good for us to tick what we thought was not right in relationship, the red flags and whatnot. And then we got into the do's, and we spoke about a number of things. But in the last 2 weeks, we had talked about a couple of things, and one of them being how it's very important that when you are in a relationship, you and your partner need somebody that you can be accountable to. And we wanted to emphasize that this person that you choose to be accountable to should be somebody who is trustworthy, because you don't want to be getting advice from somebody that you don't trust, one, and you don't want to open up about the things you may be struggling with in your relationship with somebody you don't trust. And also, it needs to be somebody that has experience in either the dating or marriage, or somebody that can give you sound advice, and that's what we want to emphasize. So the best part, or the advantage of having somebody to be accountable to in a relationship, is because you are going to struggle with some things, and because it's two people, he's coming from a different background, I'm coming from a different background. What I think might be okay might not be okay for him, and what he thinks is okay might not be okay for me. And so when we have that person or that couple that we are being accountable to, it helps us to resolve things easily, because they begin to, none of them is biased. They're just trying to help us resolve our issues. So they're just going to help us out. They're just going to give us sound advice and say, look, you are looking at this and you're thinking this person is being petty, but to this person, this is what they've grown up with. And while you're having those conversations with these people that are like your mentor, your relationship mentor or something, they begin to shape the both of you to start to align in your thought pattern. And I think that's very important, because trust me, what he knows and what he believes is not what I know and what I believe. But as we interact, as we know each other, we begin to see where we can meet. And that third person, or that couple, helps us resolve that. So that's one of them that we wanted to clarify. What's the other one, Ben?
Yeah, I think the other one now has to do with, I think it's based also on a book by Gary Chapman. It's called The 5 Love Languages. So this other part is called Know Your Partner's Love Language. Guys, that is very important and essential, because when you know your partner's love language, it will be easier for you to understand what they need at what particular moment, and for you to be able to relate to them, to be able to actually respond to them based on what you know them. Because once you understand the love language, it will be easier for you to understand the atmosphere through which your partner is going through, even amongst other people. And you can be able to pull your partner away. You can be able to be more aligned to your partner, even in a number, when there are a number of people. So one of the love languages is quality time. Learn if your partner loves spending quality time with them. Some other people would just love maybe you just spending some 5 minutes with them, 10 minutes, or just being there for them. So another love language would be buying gifts. If you can buy some certain gifts for your partners, ladies love that a lot. But we also love, I personally love gifts as well. So don't think it's just for the ladies. Yeah, so learn your partner's love language. For others, it might be in terms of touch, and for others, it might be in terms of a service that you do for that particular person. So the aspect here is that you need to learn. The dating period, like we have always been saying, is a period of learning. So learn your partner. What does she want? What is it that he doesn't probably like? What speaks to them more? Because I can buy a huge and expensive gift, but it's not so much for, she would appreciate, but it doesn't really ring that love kind of thing in her heart. But when I do something for her when she's busy, she'll be like, oh, thank you so much. And she'll be all over you, hugging you and whatnot. Okay, so guys, this is what we call utuntu. You need to know utuntu, find out some of the things, but that is why you're going to be spending that time with your partner, so that you can be able to know what they like, what they love, and sometimes what they do not like. So that is very much important. And number three
is activities. But before I get into activities, I just want to emphasize something on the love language. I think it's very frustrating to do the most for a person and only to find out that that doesn't tickle their fancy. I think it's frustrating because you had a certain expectation of how they were going to receive it, and when you did that, it just didn't feel like they received it the way that you thought they would. And that's why it's important that as you're conversating with your partner, ask them what do you love, what speaks love to you. And as you know that, it becomes easy, because where everybody is buying somebody flowers, you know that my partner would prefer food. So things like that are actually very important. Activities, one of the things I honestly love activities, because I think that you learn even more of your partner. So we had posted a list of some of the activities that we felt are very important in a relationship, that activities that are a bit that are more moral, so to say, like they're safe, they're fun, and they're activities. They make you bond over something and whatnot. So we talked about painting. You can go for a painting session over the weekend. You can go hiking, you can go swimming, you can go mountain climbing, you can go for a movie, you can go on a date, you can do a sport together. Sometimes they have those Zumba dances going around, sometimes they have aerobics, sometimes they have these 5-kilometer runs, marathons and whatnot. So many things you can sign up for. But what we're trying to emphasize is, if you and your partner are going to limit your time together to just like, okay, we're going to sit and just talk and see what comes up. If you don't include activities into your relationship, it begins to feel boring to certain people. And also, one thing that I always remember, I can even hear my mother's voice in my head. She always says, "An idle mind is the devil's workshop." So when you don't plan activities, when you don't plan things of activities that you can do in a relationship, you leave a lot of room for the enemy to begin to suggest things to you. So it's like, you guys are just home, you could go, to this place and do this, and you begin to get ideas. But if you make it intentional, you and your partner, you get this whole list and you look at the things that we could possibly do together. You could even volunteer for something, volunteer to join a charity organization, go with them on one of the weekends, go to the home for the aged, buy a pan of bands, go and share with old people together. Out of those, you begin to see some characteristics of your partner that you begin to appreciate, and they build your relationship. So what are we saying? Find activities. Look for activities. We had sent a list that had about 15 things. You can check it out on our previous post. But there are so many other things that you can do, things that are fun, things that are productive, things that are safe, that will make your relationship interesting. And that's what we're encouraging you to do.
Yeah, that's right. So please go back to those posts that we made previously. You can check out some full details of the activities that she mentioned and some of the love languages that you probably have to look out. And of course, go back again and check some of the do's whilst you are having this particular point of relationship, and that is dating. So you can still, I know you're thinking probably that these guys, they have just mentioned maybe 5 of them. For us, we even do 6 or 7 or 8. That's very good, and that's why we want you to comment down there in the comment sections. Give us some of the activities, so that a lot of people could actually learn from you, just as they are learning as well from us. So thank you so much for following the pages. Thank you for liking, and thank you for commenting. Please keep on sharing as well, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.